our Fun Friday webinar series, Essential Skills in the New Economy. This is our 4th webinar of our series, and we are very excited today to have CIELO presenting, which stands for Community for Innovation, Entrepreneurship, Leadership, and Opportunities. They help people get started with the entrepreneurship mindset, starting their career. A lot of information today. So at first, I'm just going to ask that you mute your microphone so that we can give the speaker our full attention without disruption. And Elizabeth is going to share a little bit about CIELO, and she is also here with Gabby, who also works for CIELO. We have another webinar coming up next week, which I'm going to have Arlene Flores tell us a little bit about before we get started.
Absolutely. Hi, guys. Thank you again for joining us. I'm so happy that you're all here. Next week, Davida is going to be coming back. And it'll be the recruiter.
Is different. Gosh.
And he's going to be presenting on resumes, which is great because as he's the recruiter, he's the one who looks through the resumes in order to present to the departments. So it would be great to listen to him and how he looks through resumes and actually speak to him about possible opportunities as well. So thank you again, and then we'll hand this over to Elizabeth. Valerie, you're on mute.
Wonderful, thank you. Sorry. I just wanted to get your attention on the middle of the screen where you can raise your hand. If you run your mouse over the middle, you will see a chat feature where you can ask a question. You also see a little hand. It means raise your hand that you have a question. So we'll be monitoring the chat during, and I appreciate you muting your microphone so that we can give Elizabeth our full attention. So without further ado, here comes Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, I think you're on mute.
Thank you for your patience, guys. As I talked about on virtual interview, anything can happen when we're on the virtual world right now. So we do thank you for your patience.
Did we lose Elizabeth?
No, I'm back. Don't see. Am I still on the screen? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, and we see your screen, Elizabeth.
Okay, let me see if I can share. And this is the screen I want to share. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
You guys hear me?
Your audio went out.
Then, so it goes out when I present.
Okay, it's better now. Maybe try one more time.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just to get the nerves away, let's have a few more glitches. No, I'm just kidding. Again, my name is Elizabeth Pechs. I'm a business consultant for CIELO. And thank you, Valerie, for inviting us today to be here. And we're going to look at, the presentation is going to be about taking ownership for the changes ahead. And we're going to do that through entrepreneurship as a way to help us confront the impact of the coronavirus. And we'll start a little bit with our agenda. Let me see. Okay. All right. So we're going to go a little bit about CIELO, what is the services that we offer, the areas that we focus. Then we're going to talk about entrepreneurship and thinking and acting as an entrepreneur to help us create solutions. We're going to look at the journey. Those are the steps that we use to take a client from the beginning of the ideas to fruition when they start their business, but we also look at similar steps for people that are looking for jobs. So we have a journey that we take, and at the end we'll open it for questions. So let's start about CIELO. Okay, who is CIELO? CIELO is a nonprofit that provides education, mentoring, and resources to help clients develop their business or career ideas. We offer services throughout Orange County, working with partners like today with the Huntington Beach Adult Education. And we are working with Santana, Newport Beach, Irvine, and other cities. And our office is actually located in Newport Beach in the Melinda Hogue Wellness Center at the Hogue Hospital in Newport Beach. Our services are no cost. Our clients are normally small and micro businesses or job seekers that do not have access to consulting and training related to business or employment, so they come to CIELO. So CIELO services, we offer one-on-one consulting and training. Our services can be in person and online, and our consultants are either generalists or they have specific skills in certain industry. CIELO consulting training is a learn by doing program. As you learn the work skills or the things that you need to do in order to launch your business or to start to get a new job, then you get to practice on your own projects. And I think that's very important because it allows you to gain confidence by the mistakes you make and the improvements you make, and that helps you to improve your skill level. We're growing our presence online with the Source by CIELO. That is a platform that will contain a lot of the information of the things we do, the seminars we provide, and it will also give you access to consulting, to many more consultants, and we're very excited about that. And we hope to start implementing some of the things we're doing here through the Source by CIELO. Whenever possible, we also have resources, for example, related to business or even to job search. If you need assistance, for example, with legal services, we can send you to the Public Law Center, and that's a nice partnership that we have with them. We meet you where you're at.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's someone in the chat saying they can't hear you that well. Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Okay. A little bit louder. Is this better? Hopefully.
Better. Thank
So
you.
we meet you where you're at. Is it better? I have my volume as the maximum.
Yeah, you don't have to feel like you're yelling or anything, but if you're just so they can hear you a little bit louder. Thank you.
Sure. So we try to meet you where you're at. Some of you might be exploring, not too sure if you want to go into entrepreneurship, not too sure what you want to do. Some of you are a little bit more advanced and you're on the planning stage, and we help you in that process. And some of you come and you're ready in business or about to launch a business. You might need assistance on a specific marketing plan or some things that are not working on your business. So we're always working on helping you develop skills and to move you forward on your journey to get your ideal job or to start a new company. So how do we help you increase your business skills? And one thing we do is that we rely heavily on entrepreneurial behavior. So entrepreneurs are individuals that create things out of nothing, and throughout this presentation, we will give you ideas that you can use some of the same traits for you to help you in, especially with what's coming on with the coronavirus. So I want to make emphasis in two main characteristics of an entrepreneur. The first one is that entrepreneurs believe in themselves, in their capacity to do things, and that's called self-efficacy. The second one is they take the responsibility for taking action, and they feel accountable for acting. And those two traits are extremely important because those are the ones that create action, and without action, we don't have anything. So I want to put emphasis in those two traits. let's move on. Oops. Yes, for some reason it isn't moving. Okay. All right. So CIELO Consulting Training and Focus. First, we focus in two areas. Normally, as you come, normally in the background, there'll be these two areas that we tend to talk about.
No. This was a cat.
Okay. Are we okay? So the first one is to build the right mindset. Your mindset is your predisposition to take action. In this area, we look at different aspects of the human condition that we all carry with us that either help us move forward or maybe it's stopping us. Things like perspective, motivation, what is your drive, what is your purpose, what is it you want to do. So many times in our consulting, we'll see that. And the reason we work on mindset is number one, to increase ownership, so you are responsible for your own work. And number two is increase, again, self-efficacy, so that you believe in your capacity to execute. The second thing we do is to provide you a roadmap with the right steps to get to your goals. And the idea is in that process, you increase knowledge like business fundamentals, business plans, marketing, finance. You learn all those things that are important. And then what are the steps that will take you to where you want to go? Okay, we had a chance now to talk a little bit about CIELO, and we're gonna enter into entrepreneurship. And let me start first with a definition.
I'm sorry to interrupt again. It sounds like there's some static on the connection. I'm not sure who's, I muted everybody's mic, but I still hear some background noise.
I do, but I don't see anything that comes from my computers or anything. So it seems to be gone.
Okay, I'm getting some comments that they can't hear or they're static. So, yeah.
I have it at maximum. Is this still?
That's better. I think if you stay closer, then they can hear you better and it doesn't cut out. It's kind of cutting out a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So entrepreneurship is when you act upon opportunities and ideas and you transform them into value for others. The value that you create can be financial, can be cultural or social. And we're going to look at some of the ways that an entrepreneur acts and behaves. And again, hopefully we're going to be able to use them for our own ideas and how to confront some of the things that are happening with the coronavirus. Let me go into, okay. So here are some of the things an entrepreneur does during the day. So what is their mindset? How is their thinking? What are the tools that they use? We're going to use those and run through them through a business, a catering business. The reason I chose a catering business because in view of everything that is going on, they're one of the businesses, like many others, that have been very affected by the impact of the coronavirus. So we're going to take that example and run it through. So entrepreneurial elements are the mindset, how an entrepreneur thinks. They have a positive attitude, they're open to opportunities. Then they're thinking, they're always trying to find ways to create value, thinking outside the box, how to connect things, how to make it work better, how to come up with solutions. And then they have a certain number of tools. And not that everything that I put here is everything about being an entrepreneur, but I pick a few things that I think could be useful for today. Number one, they create win-win solutions, and a lot of what they do is collaborate so that they can be more efficient. So let's take a look. Okay. So the catering business, let me tell you a little bit about them. They are founded by 3 partners from different cultures. They're called OC Fusion Caterers. And one thing they have in common is they love food. They're passionate about it. They got together, they started this business, and they're quite popular in Orange County. And they have a variety of clients they do weddings, they do corporate events, and their food is a mixture of fusion from different countries. And their slogan is, we speak many languages, many food languages. So obviously, they've been impacted with what's going on. And let's take a look at how is that happening. Well, first of all, the coronavirus, how it has impacted in general. I know that you guys know, but let's do a review. It has changed many things in our lives. It has defined if we can travel, if we can gather in groups. It has closed schools. It has closed businesses. And it has changed our social fabric from how we think and greet each other to how we communicate. Actually, normally with Valerie, we were thinking of having this presentation in person, and here we are online. And in part, that's thanks to the coronavirus. So let's look at what is going on. So this catering company, they are in a big dilemma. So the new conditions are social distancing, staying at home, you need to work from home, health habits, I mean, we cannot shake hands, we cannot even kiss or so family members. So social norms have changed. So for them, they have all the demand for social gatherings have been eliminated. In a sense, they have turned their business upside down because that's where they live on, social gatherings. Any norms of greeting, communication, all of that is completely different. So that, again, emphasizes the difficulty for them. So what are they going to do? So let's see how they think as an entrepreneur and how they use the tools, the elements that I mentioned before, and we'll go by one through them and
Elizabeth,
see.
Elizabeth, yeah. I'm so sorry. Our tech person is saying it would sound better if he was doing the sharing. Something about sharing your screen is affecting the sound, and he's ready to go with that slide.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you again.
All right. So, well, good. This way I can. So if you can go to the next one. Is this better?
It sounds better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's look at entrepreneurial mindset, positive thinking, open to opportunities, and let's check our perspective. We will start with perspective and see where we're at. How do we see events? How do we feel about them? Having the right perspective will set us in the right course of action to get to normalcy and to start seeing or maybe adapting. If we have the right perspective, that's something to have. So I'm going to go like this, Jorge, so you can go to the next one. Okay, so if you are watching me and I go like this, please go to the next one. Okay, so let's take a look at what is our perspective. How do you, let's say if you are the company, OC Fusion Caterers, how do we feel about that? What's our perspective? If we have a half full or half empty glass, half empty, then we pretty much should give up. There's no point in moving on because everything that has to do with being a caterer has been shut down. But if we have the right perspective, a positive perspective, and that's normally what entrepreneur is, then we're set up to move forward. And what I say is to have an optimism with caution perspective. That means, we're not going to fool ourselves, but we're going to try. We're trying to do our best. When you have a positive perspective, then your creativity is wider. You're more creative. You're open for ideas. You're open to receive opportunities, to try, to talk to people. You're also engaged and driven, and you're in action. And to be honest, if we don't have the right mindset, the right perspective, we basically are shutting ourselves down to move ahead. So Jorge, we can go to the next one. Okay, the second thing. Entrepreneurial thinking, finding ways to create value, thinking outside the box. So solving problems by looking at opportunities and acting on idea is the essence of what an entrepreneur is. And how do they do it? Well, first start is let's look at the 2 points that I mentioned before. Self-efficacy and ownership are big roles that come here into play. An entrepreneur feels it's their responsibility to come up with ideas. And they trust themselves to do it. They don't ask permission. They look at a problem for what it is, and they're quick at finding substitutes. They look at the problem and see, okay, this is not working, let's put something else. And they come up with ideas this way. And you might say, oh my God, that's crazy. And they might say, yeah, it is, but it works. It works, trust me. So it's an instinct thing. And I think we need to engage that instinct in ourselves and try it for whatever problems we're confronting, either work, looking for a job, or starting again the company. So how do they do it? Let's take a look into that. So what is the process? How do they solve problems and create value? How do they think outside the box? So, if Jorge, if you can move to the next one. Okay. First, they identified and create solutions, and they seize opportunities. Normally, the problem is constantly in their head, and they're going on their day, and they're thinking about it. They're constantly making connections, and they see what would work. In some, let's say in the case of catering, what is the main problem? The main problem is the social distancing. People cannot get together. They don't go to hotels. They don't go to parks. They don't have weddings. So basically disrupted that. People stay at home. So what could be a solution? The solution could be, okay, let's take the catering to their homes. And they say, okay, that's an idea. Crazy idea, but let's develop it. The second thing they do is they focus on challenge. So what is the challenge now? Before, they had to go from one place to, let's say, a hotel and deliver a nice meal. Now, if they go to homes, they can only do small groups. So that's a big problem. How are they going to deliver so many small groups? So they understand the challenge. It's also going to make it more expensive. They don't have the transportation. So that's a crazy idea, but let's see, how do they move forward? One thing they also do, the next thing, is they uncover needs. So they know people are being at home. We've all been at home. We're tired of just being inside. So we need something to cheer us up. We don't want to miss big events in our lives, weddings, anniversaries, and other things. So even though it's a problem, there's also a need. So they're going to try to figure out a way to move forward. And the last thing in their thinking is they analyze in context. So they know their SWOT analysis. Those are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So they run any idea that they have, and they run it through this filter. And they see, okay, what's going on? What can we do? What do we have positive and what do we have negative? So let's see how they figure it out and how they move on and try to come up with a solution. Jorge, if you're so kind. Okay. Last thing, or of a few of the things that I grabbed for entrepreneurial thinking are entrepreneurial tools. Collaborate, and what's the other one I put there is leverage on resources. So these are the tools to facilitate action. We're going to leverage and see how we can move faster. So Jorge, if you can go to the next one. Okay, so what are they going to do? Sorry, let me have some water. So they look into the people they know, and they look at their farmers. And the farmers have little vans for delivery. And they talk to them and say, hey, what if we do this together? We take deliveries, smallers, and take it home to different people. Their local events at home, they can do, small gatherings with the people inside. And the farmers thought, okay, that seems like a good idea, because in a sense, it's also their survival. The catering company anyway is going to buy the products and services for the farmers, the local farmers. So in a way, they're helping each other. So they're deciding to collaborate. This way, the catering company doesn't have the problem of transportation. They have now a fleet of minivans that they can go into the different homes. So they are coming up with the idea, they're starting to polish the idea of home delivery, and I'll show you a little bit later what they're coming up with. So when you create win-win solutions, in this case, the farmers and the catering company, they have avoided major disruption. Might not be fantastic as it was before, but at least it's not closing them down. They continue with the qualities, they maintain services. Other ideas that you can think as you do this, as you think, how am I going to do this? How can I help others? And how maybe I can ask help for me? So look into your partners, your customers, your providers, and see what you can find that you can collaborate, okay? Things could be share resources, clients, contact space. You know, in this case, the farmers are sharing the trucks. When you do this, think about acting with fairness, respect, and purpose, and create win-win transactions. If the farmers feel that the caterer is not in their best, is not looking at them in their best interest, then the relationship is going to fall apart. And this idea of delivering home catering will fall apart because the caterer doesn't have the transportations. So you need to balance, you need to be fair, and need to be win-win situations for everybody. So let's take it to the next slide. And we're going to look at the journey. And now that they have this idea, basically they have to revisit their whole business model. You know, how much the expense of the vans, how are we going to deliver the services? Obviously, we have to take care of health issues. So a lot of operations are going to have to change. And we're going to do that through the journey, which in a sense are similar to a business plan. And we're going to go through each step and see, does this make sense? That this doesn't make sense? Are we going to have clients? How are we going to market? So we'll see that. So Jorge, if you want to go to the next one. Okay. I want to take a little parenthesis here for those of you that are employees. Last I checked a couple of days ago, about 4.5 million people in California alone have applied or have filed for unemployment. So hopefully if you are an employee and not thinking totally as an entrepreneur, you might want to jump ship to the other side because there's less people. And maybe look at this model and see how you can maybe create ideas to find job for yourself. Maybe work in projects, maybe part-time, maybe even volunteer, part-time job or anything like that, because it keeps you in action. It keeps people seeing that you're active, that people can see your skills, you're getting to know people. So I would consider this model and run through some ideas and see if you can find ways that you, even if you're looking for employment, don't stop it, but also see how you can get yourself into action by becoming your own employer and offering services that you can do based on your talents and experience. So Jorge, if you want to move next one. Okay, the journey, again, similar to a business plan. Let me, okay, 1 second, move ahead here. Okay. These are the steps to ensure that you find sustainable and rewarding work. And what do we mean by that? Each one of us have a different journey because we have different experience, different backgrounds. But we've noticed after many years of seeing clients that we pretty much want the same thing. And what we want is a place that we can work and we can trust, that we feel our work matters, that we're respected, we're compensated for our efforts appropriately. So we know more or less that we're all trying to get the same place, even though our journey is different. So we have devised steps that are not too different from a business plan, but the idea is to get you in a job that you like. It's sustainable, rewarding, and that it will last for a long time. So first one, can-do mindset. We've talked a lot about mindset, how you need to think. The second thing is to have a good idea, one that you enjoy, you contribute, it has purpose, it has a target market, so people are interested and are willing to value your services, whether you're an employee or it's a company, and they're willing to pay for that. The third one is message and experience. So message is that you have a unique value, something that differentiates you from other companies or your competitors. And the experience is the way you perform your business. People enjoy working with you, whether your honesty, your values, the quality of your products and services, how you treat people, that's an enjoyable experience. So that means that people keep coming back and your business is successful. The fourth is basically your communication and marketing plan. That's how you go out and get customers, all the things we do in terms of website development, advertising, marketing, sales. all of that is finding the right customer. And the last step is like, okay, does this make sense? And we're going to do here financial sense, cash flow analysis, profit and loss, budgeting. Is this idea, putting this idea forward on this business, or even are we going to work in this job? Is all of this making sense for me? And we're going to look at other things regarding well-being to make sure that we're happy and then we get to the goals that we have. So that's the basic journey. And what we're going to do now is going to take the catering business that has been impacted for the coronavirus, their new idea of delivering at home, and see if it plays out in a business sense, you know? So Jorge, if you want to move to the next one. Okay, so this is their idea. Before, hotels, parties, events, there are big gatherings. So that's basically a no-no now. The OC Fusion has looked into their farmers, their suppliers. They saw that they had vans because they deliver products to residents. And so, oh, you have a fleet of vans. Can we join together? Okay. And they come up with an agreement. They're still ironing out things, so it's not quite polished. But what is that they want to do? Gourmet, prepare meals with fusion style, local farmers, and using local, natural, organic food, and deliver at the convenience of your home. So they're also trying to add a few extra things. Maybe they add music, they add internet connectivity, so I can deliver at home and have my party with my family, but hey, my in-laws can also join in, and other people at the same time, hopefully in Orange County. I mean, they're not nationwide yet. And do it at the same time and provide everything so people are connected and they can celebrate whatever event is important in their life. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but the farmers are taking some of the cost by using their fleet. So they're ironing out the things. So now what we're going to do is run it through the model, a business model. So Jorge, if you want to go next. Okay. So let's see. Let me move also myself. Okay. Always mindset. If they had started with a perspective of half empty glass, they would have not even gotten here. So I cannot emphasize enough how important that you have to have a can-do mindset, okay? So let's look at the things, mindset, thinking, and tools that have helped us come up with this idea. And let's go through the business plan model and see. They're still working on it, but basically their idea has changed from traditional catering to, again, delivering local farm food. It's still going to be the fusion style, and it's going to be at your home. The message is treat yourself and your family to a nice, relaxed, healthy meal at home. I know many of you have children and you've been cooped up with there. You're working with children and everything, and it would be nice to get that restaurant feeling and, oh my God, I'm being served and I'm being catered. So that's coming to your house. The beauty about them is they already had clients, so they're going to follow with their clients and propose their new ideas. So that means they're going to have to do new marketing plans, new communication, new flyers, new everything. And notice that by them not giving up, they're continue to give work to people, the farmers. If they have to do marketing, maybe the graphic designer that's going to now do their brochures. You know, they're still working with the bank. So their effort is keeping the economy going. And I want to emphasize that that's the entrepreneurial effort, to just charge ahead and say, okay, I'm going to try this. And they're also working on the final part, financial sense, collaborating in a sense with partners, sharing expenses. They're making calculations, cash flow, is this going to pan out? How many events I need to do? And depending on how much money they need to make, they'll push for more marketing so they can sustain. They can sustain their business. Hopefully this is temporary. And maybe when this happens, they will have a new channel of business that before they never thought about it. So, you know, now it will be, hopefully, if everything gets back to normal, they have two ways to provide services, back again to hotels and big gatherings, and also delivering at home. So in closing, let's take it to the next slide, these are tools for you to use. They come from you. And that's why ownership and self-efficacy are very important. You believe in yourself and you feel you're responsible for doing. You feel responsible not to give up. You maintain a positive attitude, look for opportunities. You're the crazy one saying, oh, how about if we try this? And people say, no, that's crazy. And say, yeah, but it's going to work. You're leading the march, and then collaborate, create win-win situations, talk to people. And I recommend that you brainstorm. And those are the things you can come and do at CIELO. And we can help you in that process. That's actually our main job, to help you come up with these ideas and help you in the process. You will try, maybe some don't work out, and you come back, and that's the learn by doing. And I don't know if you've noticed that before, the glass was not half empty, was not half full, there was no pina colada, but hopefully in a few months, we can all get together and have a pina colada. With a full pina colada, it's not half empty, it's not half full. And with that, I conclude my presentation. I will open to questions, but I don't know if Gabby first wants to go into her 2 slides. So Jorge and Valerie, I'll let you. Gabby's going to talk about how to get together with us, and then we can open it for questions.
Go ahead, Gabby.
All right. Jorge, I think if you could please go to the next slide. Okay. So on top of these services that we have been providing to our clients, whether it be in relation to business development, preparation, or just kind of going about a business idea, or even job preparation, which is another service that we provide, we've also been working really hard in trying to see what resources are available to the community during this difficult time that could help the community, because essentially that is who we work with and who we collaborate with, and it is important for us, for our clients and everyone, to know what resources are available, because we think it's best to have that help readily available. So these are just some resources, and I'm gonna list them off. But if this is something that you would like access to, I'm gonna put a link to a form for you to request the specific assistance that you will like in the chat, okay? But really quickly, let me just go over some resources that we put together and we've been sending to clients in case you would like access to it. So if you are looking for some free food distribution in Orange County, we have a list that we've put together with the different organizations and companies all throughout Orange County that are distributing free food to the community. It could be it's canned food or it's frozen food, also some produce as well. So that's a resource we've put together. Also, if you are unemployed at the moment, unfortunately, and you are needing to find work, we put together a list of companies that are hiring now during the pandemic. And I think it's about like 20 or 30 different employees listed there with the positions available and where to apply. So that's something that I can share with you in the email if you would like. Next thing, if you are in business at the moment and you are not sure about what business loans are available for you or what you should choose for your small business, in the third point, we have created a guide listing the main business loan resources that are available at the moment, and it contains questions that kind of make you think about, oh, okay, this will be the right one for me. I need this credit score to apply. I need these documents to apply. So basically, it just gives you a little more guidance on that. Also, I want to inform you that there is an upcoming free legal clinic for nonprofits and small businesses that's provided by the Public Law Center. That's the fourth bullet point there. Nonprofits and small business owners can get free brief legal advice on COVID-19 related legal issues, that's something that you can register for to access those resources. They're a partner of ours, and it's something really great that they're doing at the moment. Also, provided by the Public Law Center, there are documents related to protection for tenants in Orange County. If you are struggling with not being able to pay rent due to this pandemic, there are certain cities in Orange County that have practices in place where you can have protection, and that's information provided by the Public Law Center. So this is, also the last one, resources specifically aimed to assist the undocumented community. If that's something that you're looking into, we can definitely distribute these resources. But I wanted to make sure that we're spreading these main resources to you, because this is something that our clients have really been needing. And I'm going to put a link to not only let me know if you would like to sign up for CIELO services, but if you just want access to these resources, I will be happy to send that to you, okay? So I'm going to post the link for that form there. And the next slide, Jorge. And right now we are continuing to serve our clients virtually. Typically, we do it in person at the Melinda Hoag Smith Center for Healthy Living in Newport Beach, but we are helping clients still over the phone or through video. That is my email there if you would like to contact me directly, and that is our phone number right there, 714-756-2006. Again, I did put that link for the form if you would like more information about CIELO or would like to be in contact with us. Okay, thank you very much, you guys.
So I guess now if we can go into questions, whatever you guys would like to ask.
Does anyone have any questions? You can unmute your mic, and Elizabeth and Gabby will answer. We'll take a few questions and then we'll wrap it up. Anyone have any questions? Don't be shy.
Elizabeth, you did an amazing job. I know virtually it's hard because we're in a different realm, but you did an amazing job. Thank you for all the information that you gave us today.
I appreciate it. Anyone thinking of starting a business that maybe has an idea that they're questioning right now? Maybe questions about mindset. It's amazing that we don't think about mindset, but many of the questions we answer are in regards to mindset. Thinking, what are the steps, or how do I start? So if anyone wants to ask that, we can definitely maybe answer a few things. Maybe what do they think is the main obstacle that it's coming to them? Well, either I did really poorly or I did really great. I understood everything, but we are available whenever you want. I think Gabby has information, and we can help you in this process of revamping or starting or looking for jobs. It's similar, even though you might think, oh, I'm looking for a job. Entrepreneurship is very helpful, because how to be creative to get in front of your possible employer, how to get them to notice you, how can you present yourself like someone that's enthusiastic, that is providing value. So all those things, actually, Gabby is very good at bringing out. No question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Eduardo. I'm actually a student at the Best Center, and I'm about to get my high school diploma this June. And I'm actually thinking of studying entrepreneurship. So I just want to say thanks. I think the presentation was great. I myself have been greatly affected by this situation, because my business at the moment is I have a mobile DJ business where I play at weddings and corporate events, Christmas parties, and luckily I've actually built a good list of clients throughout the years that I've been doing this. But after this happened, obviously all the events that I had and all that stuff was canceled. So it's been really tough for me. But the next step of what I want to do with business is I like to work towards actually having my own event space. So I want to be able to make that happen. So I'm gonna study. I want to study business at OCC, and I'm gonna try to, work towards those goals. So I just want to say I really appreciate you guys doing this, and I was just wondering if there's in the future if maybe as I was starting to detail this, if I can reach out to you guys for maybe like a little consultation, like a personal consultation, if that would be okay.
Yeah, that's basically what we do. We're available for you to ask us any questions and walk you in the journey that you need to do to get you to where want to be. Any other questions?
Eduardo, if you would like to talk more about CIELO and how we could possibly help you, if you haven't yet, you can put your name and your email in the chat, and I will reach out to you directly. Okay?
Sure, but I just don't know. I haven't been able to see the chat, so I'm just wondering how. Like, if I'm looking at the menu, it says like more actions.
It looks like a little bubble. It's like you see the 3 dots in the middle, and then there's a hand to the right, and then there's a little bubble, and that's the chat. If you click on that, it will open the chat.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. I see your email and CIELO. Are you only open to Orange County residents for CIELO or LA County?
No, we are open to anyone that needs services. We've had clients in Los Angeles in the past, but we've helped them more virtually or through phone if they are not able to come to Orange County.
Fantastic. So, it takes courage to be an entrepreneur, to put your ideas out there and take a chance and a risk. And that's why we brought this workshop to you today. And we're so glad to have CIELO with us. They're like the hidden gem of Orange County, I say. I've been promoting their services to our students for 4 years now. Eduardo, I would love to see you connect with CIELO and see how you guys can collaborate. I think it would be really good for you. And Elizabeth and Gabby, thank you so much for bringing this valuable information. We are so excited, and I think you'll get a lot of people following up with you. Again, leave your name and email in the chat if you would like more information. Next week, we are focusing on DaVita. And here's the information. It is the same link that you used to join the webinar today. We will have Jose Galeana, the recruiting analyst. Arlene, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, Jose's amazing. He is one of my employers that I work with, and he's hired a lot of my billers, actually. He's a great resource as he's the recruiter. He's the first one who reviews all resumes, and he's the one who sends you off to the hiring managers. So he's the person that is going to give us a lot of great information on our resume. Remember from my last webinar, I told you that the resume is not necessarily the one that's going to get you the job. The resume is the one that's going to give you the interview. The interview is going to help you get the job. So in order for us to get an interview, we need to have a knockout resume. Now, we also have that tool on our website. If you go to our Huntington Beach Adult School website, under the Student Support tab, you're going to find the tab there for both myself and Valerie. If you click on either Job Developer or College and Career, there's going to be a tab there for Optimal Resume, and it's a blue tab. On that tab, it'll let you sign up, and it's completely free. There's over 100 sample resumes, so you can make multiple resumes. It also has the ability for you to record an interview. You will get interview questions. It'll record you, so that way you have an idea of how you're presenting yourself. And it also has a feature where the person is giving you advice on how you should answer that question. Again, it's all free tools. Now, when you go into Optimal Resume and start your resume, it also has a reviewer button. So if you click on the review button, you can pick me, and it'll send me an email that your resume is ready. And then from there, I can critique it or I can fix it. So again, another free tool that you can use. Use as many of the free tools that we offer you in order for you to be successful. But yes, David, he's going to do an amazing job. He's going to come out, talk about resumes, and who better to hear it from than the recruiter who's going to be sending your resume off to the hiring manager. And at that time, he may be talking about opportunities that he has at that time too.
Yes, and thank you for that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm just sharing the screen here to show you our website, that we have some of the same resources that CIELO shared, but they had some new ones. But you know, check us both out, because we don't know exactly what your situation is. So we're here to help, and also CIELO is here to help. And so I think with that, if there's no other questions, does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, I have one more question. I hope we still have the people from CIELO here, but I'll just ask you all. So again, my business at the moment was more just professional DJ business. And I was wondering if you know any other resources to try to get financial help for what I was doing. I guess it would be considered more like gigging at this point. So I was wondering if there was any more information regarding that.
Yes, definitely. One of our partners has a PPP loan that it was simplified to access. That was through CDC Finance. And we created kind of a step-by-step that if you are in business or you're in business, even if you're a sole proprietor, you could apply and get funding. Some of the funding it starts with funding, but if you use it properly, you can get some of the monies to be turned into forgiven. The debt can be forgiven. So I would suggest that anyone that is in need of financing, that they us, we can help you and point around.
Okay.
That was a good question.
Thank you.
For the question about Excel, we are offering an Excel class in the summer, and we are enrolling for summer right now. We got the go-ahead to do that. We have a great teacher, Tracy Foreman, for that. So you just need to take a look at our website and sign up for that. That's a really good idea to upgrade your computer skills, especially if you're in business. Excel is a great way to keep track of your finances, your vendors, your services, and things like that. What is the first thing that you do when you meet with someone to kind of get them on the right track? What is the most important information they should be prepared to bring when they come see you to make the meeting more productive?
In general, that ownership and commitment is important. What is that they want to do? What's they want to do it? Because if there's no movement, they're kind of doubting themselves or so, then the idea gets abandoned. So there's not a specific criteria, but basically prepare their story. What did they want? What did they need help? The more specific they can be, the more we can help. There's not a total particular point of view where you need to be. I would say, again, those two things, that you want to be committed. If we are only as good as our client, the client is there, is moving forward, implementing, doing things, learning, we will continue to find resources for you so that you can move forward, whether financials, whether experts in the industry, whether they're legal, anything that can help you, but you have to own it. You have to move your idea forward, because otherwise it's our business. It's not your business. Your idea will be our business. So bring las ganas. If you speak Spanish, you know what I mean by that. And that will be what you need to do. And stay on task. You know, we are there to keep you on task, to keep you going.
Great idea. As far as you know, how you said Spanish, do you also offer services in other languages?
Right now, Spanish, but we think that pretty soon and through the source, we're going to get other people in other languages very, very soon.
I have another question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Eduardo. Go ahead. Oh, there is one more question after you're done, Magda. Oh, someone is saying, answering the question about having a license for the catering. Do you help people get licensed in that kind of way?
We are getting better and better with the food licenses and what you need to do, where to go. So yes, we do startup steps in terms of cities, licensing, permits, and all of that, and guide you as to what you would need to know. We're not industry experts on everything, but definitely in the food, quite a few resources.
Okay, so the other question I had was basically, what if you have people that are undocumented and they still want to open up some kind of business or go into entrepreneurship? Do you also have resources for them as well?
We can go as far as the system can go. Definitely consulting is not denied by no means. And
Yeah.
we cannot overcome the legal things that are required by the system. But as far as you can move within the system, we're there with you.
Okay, thank you for that.
That was a great question, Eduardo. Thank you. Magda, how long do I need to have a license, and how long will it take to get the license?
Depending on which license she's
The catering.
The catering license, it's I have to look if it's in the food industry, which ones. I think some of the license, to be honest, I don't know how long it takes. I will have to look it up, to be honest.
Okay, so you work with all different industries. Can you tell us about some of your other customers, the type of industries that they are in?
Gabby, if you want to take that one.
Yeah,
I know
yeah. Construction, clients in the construction industry, consulting industry, mental health, what else? Catering, food service industry, wanting to start their own restaurants, catering, like I said. We've had a lot of entertainment or music industry recently. I know, Eduardo, that you are a DJ. We have had a few DJs in the past, as well as a mariachi business. What else? It just it ranges. It ranges, but we definitely have worked with a lot more recently in the different industries. And when it comes to certain permits or certifications that they'll need, we do the research and we work together with the client and the consultant to really hammer out what is needed for that business to succeed. And we work together and collaborate on that through our consultations.
What about the fashion industry? Do you have any success stories?
Sewers. Beautiful sewers at your showcase.
Yeah.
Thank you. The fashion industry, I mean, I personally haven't met with clients in the fashion industry. Elizabeth, have you had any?
I have had from seamstress, from people to bring products in terms of retail, and so yes, we've had customers in that area. To be honest, it's important, especially in those industries that are competitive. What's your advantage? Remember, we talk about messaging and experience. The emphasis on how you can stand out is very important in the preparation of your business, because if you stand out and you do good work or so, then it's easier to market. Otherwise, you are competing very hard on industries with other people that are, especially high retail stores. So that industries like that where fashion, and you really need to stand out. You need to do something very unique and find a way to get it out there to the right clients.
If someone comes with multiple ideas, do you kind of have them brainstorm and narrow it down and kind of focus on one?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, I think you know, you've all asked very good questions. Thank you for your participation today. Jorge, there's
Thank
Jorge.
you.
He's our tech person. He helped us through some technical difficulties at the beginning. Thank you for your patience. It was a phenomenal presentation, Elizabeth. We're so glad to have you here.
Amazing, Elizabeth. You too, Gabby. You guys did great. Thank you.
Yes, and we look forward to having more collaborations like this, as we are also trying to be entrepreneurial in this climate as a school, thinking of how to do things differently, thinking out of the box. Even working in a school, we have to do that. So we're kind of setting a trend here, and we're really happy to be able to meet with all of you in this way. If you want any of the information that you had seen today, the resources, how to get in touch, just leave your email in the chat and we will have CIELO reach out to you. Thank you so much, and come back next week for our resume help. We'll see you then, everyone.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.